Okay, guys, let's get going. Do you want to go on the PDF? I've got the ones I've carried over. Just want to go through them, see if there's anything pre-market at the moment. So Momo on the short, good run yesterday down to this $34 level, and then pulled back a lot of that towards the end of the day. Still around about 0.5% profit on the trading account balance. Pre-market at the moment, we're looking at a 35.40, so around about flat open compared to the close. Excuse me. CTSH did well initially and then sold off during the day. 71.60, 72.82. So potentially a bit of a gap up. Spread's a bit big at the moment, but maybe a bit of a gap up. CELG, we made that slight new wave 5 high and 52-week high yesterday, but it ended up being an indecision doji. That could be the sign of exhaustion. So what was the volume like? Volume was okay. It was about average. Pretty flat open so far. Just need to be careful. We've carried this over quite a few days now. Getting at these 52-week highs might be wise to take a bit of profit, take some profit here and get out if this exhaustion continues today. I think that might be a sensible idea. ARNA, we're just above the entry. We had the tiptoe trigger beginning of the week, and now we closed with, it's the first time we've closed above $25 since we entered, so it's looking reasonably good for this one. DE on the daily on the right hand chart, really good. Closed above 124, which I suggested yesterday would be really good for this trade. So looking good. Volume, about average, that's fine. Oscillator just about to get to zero, but we're not trading this as we're trading this as a breakout more than anything. But yeah, it's going well so far. Fast. I had a bit of a sell-off yesterday towards the end of the day. Big spread at the moment, so nothing really happening there. Good start to the trade, then we had a bit of a sell-off, bit of a profit taken yesterday. Netflix, great breakout yesterday. Carried this over. Hopefully today we've got an 188.60, 188.60-ish. So reasonably flat open, no sort of massive gap down after yesterday. So that's really, really good. So we're in this on the swing and the breakout, doubling down. And then DF, the 15, this was. So we triggered early on. Spent most of the session in a slight loss-making position, and then did hit the 0.5%. I don't think I want to carry this over today. 10.30, 10.67. We'll see how this performs today, but I prefer to take profits on this. I don't really want to carry any sort of day trade or intraday trades over. So I'll be looking to take profits on this today, I think. Okay, and QCOM was the other one on the 60, trying to have another go at it. So we triggered early on, pulled back, then we got above again, and then we've gone pretty sort of sideways. 51.86, 52.20. So that's quite a big spread at the moment. So not a lot going off on QCOM at the moment. I've got one potential for today on the daily. A lot of them were looking really bad and ugly. So this Again, with commodities suffering a bit, this USLV could be a good potential short here. So we're below this pivot point here, below the low of yesterday, and outside the 618 pullback for the wave 4 failure. 1172 entry, 1252 stop loss, and a target of around about 1050. But again, if I'm going to enter this, it's on a daily, so it shouldn't be too bad. 1208, 1209. So a slight gap up today. Let's see how it goes. Other than that, there wasn't many at all intraday, and I don't really want to get on many of those on a Friday anyway, because I don't really want to carry any over. So we had KMX for earnings last night, wasn't it? So I had looked at this, it's gone over 70 now, that's a shame. 70, 66, 70, 80. Earlier on, it was gapping up to around about 69, 80 or something like that, and I was looking for a breakthrough today through 70, and then trading it up to the top of the channel there. Now, currently, we're looking at gapping up to around about 70, which sort of spoils the entry, really. This goes to show you how much can change in an hour. Let's see how it opens. Check it on the 5-minute. See if we get a pretty rangy start, so we can get a high and a low, and then look for a long, maybe. Quick day trade, nothing else. XLE, what were we looking at XLE for? I don't remember now. Why is that? Was XLE earnings as well, Rich? I don't remember now. Slept since then and sat in a dentist chair. It's an ETF, sorry. I can't even remember what's on the list now. We're right at that. We're right at this point here, aren't we? We're testing that resistance level. Maybe looking to go back down. That was right, yes. Gary was looking at this, yes. We're looking at this for Gary yesterday. GBX. That's broken through. Hi, Gary. I'm not interested in trading that today, though. Let's have a look at the swing, see if there's anything going off pre-market that's going to be exciting. Very much doubt it. Flat Friday. So I had a really good clearing of house yesterday. Made the profits, net profits for the swing trades service over 4% on the trade account balance for September. So, you know, lots of trades closed, some losers, but obviously a higher percentage of winners because I'm positive for the month so far. And the good thing is we're down to a manageable thing again, a list of open trades with some good ones coming up on the watch list. So 44, 80, 46, probably slight gap down on Google. Tesla, oh dear me, looking at another slight gap down as well. Not too much, but a little bit. SPY doing anything, Michelle, pre-market? I don't think so. Trip, pretty big spread there. Same with Rice. We've looked at Netflix. This is a swing on Netflix. We're also breaking out. CAH gave up that bullish run yesterday, which is good for this bearish move. Yeah, it's a big spread at the moment, though. Right. Okay. Yeah. So it's a big spread at the moment. So we'll have to see closer to the time. We're looking at a slight gap up on SHPG as well, and Snap. Ooh, we're looking at a bit of a gap down here. 1365, 1369. A bit of a gap down. That's better than going up. Okay, it's okay. Let's have a look at the watch list. Oops, I don't want that in there. So ENR, what we're doing on here? Big spread at the moment. I put this on today. I was watching it, but I thought, this won't go until Monday because we had the big rejection the day before yesterday, candle here. But yesterday had really good momentum with a close near the low and increased volume. So you have to put it on, I'm afraid, even though it's a Friday. Don't like to put any new orders on a Friday, but sometimes you've just got to put it on. Anything happening on anything else? Nothing there. Big spread. Not a great deal of activity well, there is for GSK 4058. It's going to break that wave 4 again, so I'm going to have to cancel the order again at the moment. It just keeps going up and down. Got to try and find the right stop loss. That would be very nice. I'll have a look at that in a minute. And then FCX. Nothing there really. Okay, so let's go for Apple. Go for Apple. $152.49. Yeah, gapping down the dollar. I'm looking for that 150. Remember, could be even lower. I was sorely tempted to add to my physical stocks position yesterday, but the close. I just didn't. I've got to wait. I mean, if it breaks 150, it really will try this 142. There's a bit of support here at 147, but I'm just going to hold out. My original purchase price a couple of months ago, first time I ever bought Apple, was 149. So, if it does go lower than that, to get some in and average out would be really good. In that case, I've probably doubled the amount of holdings I've got. If I can get it down, if it can come down to 142, that would be great. Average them out, around 145 between two purchases. That's really good price. Yeah, if it gets on a roll, Michelle, I really do think it could pull down in time for the release at the end of October. I know there was a report yesterday that there was something wrong with the operating system or something like that, or just more bad news leading up. But all of a sudden, then there'll be record sales in China, and everything will hit the roof, and the price will go back up again. So it's just about getting the price right to buy. So I'm going to leave that to run a little bit. Okay, so have a look at some tickers you want to look at so far today before we do the gappers. Anything taking your fancy today? I had somebody order the hashtag Trading Hacker t-shirt from Indonesia today. A new member of MTV Pro. It's spreading. AAOI. So it did hit that big resistance level here that formed this. Yeah, I think I would wait till it breaks this wave 3 low. It's not a really great fifth wave trade because we had the big gap down here. So your target's going to be extremely shallow. There it is. Yeah, I think I'd wait. I don't think it's going to be a big surprise at the open. Like on the weekly. You see on the weekly, now that tells a really good story overall of what the stock's doing. We've had a really long time at these lows and now it's broken up. Didn't like the big spike highs and then sold off that week. But then to be honest, we've gone pretty flat and we've on a weekly, this level seems to be holding. So I wouldn't get too eager to get long. Look at the weekly, potentially, there's a long there. Not this week, maybe not next week, but getting over $75 over this here, I think would, that's 76, over $76. That would give the green light to go long, or look for longs anyway, on the weekly on AAOI. So all is not lost yet. We'll put that on there. We'll keep an eye on that one each week, see what's going on. What's occurring? Any more tickets, guys? You got to keep me busy. The pain in my tooth is killing me. Well, what if I was a civilian? I used to say that when I was in the army. Got a headache that kill a civilian. I'm sorely tempted. That bottle of Jameson's is just eyeing me up. The problem is I'm on antibiotics and really strong painkillers, so I don't think the whiskey would make me sleep very well. Yeah, I used to, a long time ago. My son's 26 now. I was in the army and I was on coming back from. I was stationed in Germany. I was coming back to the UK, and James was only a baby. He was teething, and it was one of those ferry crossings where the rough sea, 2 of the 4 engines had broken down. It was taking forever. Ran out of teething gel, and we just got a little thing of whiskey and rubbed it on his gums, and it really did help. He likes drinking now, though, so that might have been a bad thing. trouble is, Michelle, I couldn't just put it on my gums. I got a taste for it. Oh, of course, it's medicinal, yeah, especially a good Irish whiskey. So, any more tickers, guys, you want me to look at? Again, it's Friday. I didn't want to put any intradays in front of us for today. I didn't want to. HD. Oh, sorry, missed it. Sorry, Jerry. Change my glasses. Daily. Put that in before I go to the weekly. And then zoom out. Let's get this big. Okay, we're in the nosebleed seats as far as price is concerned on this. That price just seems to be too much for it at the moment. Stochastic wise, yeah. Are these one of the companies really that could benefit from the hurricane damage? Really, couldn't they? They could benefit quite a lot from it. You've got to go past these all-time highs to go long. Yeah, again, that's right, Jerry. And you know, that's my saying, yeah, you've got to get fresh air. And if we can beat that high, which is 161.38. But don't get too quick into that because it only just beat it recently and then's gone down. No. So what I would say is I would want to get a close above that high, you know, above 161.50. So on HD, if we can get a close above that, excuse me, just press the wrong button there. Get a close above that, and then I think there's a good breakout. And if this continues to move up, the obvious position for your stop loss is just below that pivot point there. Where's that high? Yeah, you're below those highs as well. You want to keep it tight, don't want to go below that one. If that can hold about 156.96, just below the $157 mark, I think. Something like that. So potentially that's a good trade. I don't think I would go long until it closed above there because it keeps rejecting around that price. And that's always a dangerous situation, really. So yeah, HD looks pretty good if it can break those highs. And there was another one, OPK. Ooh, we're looking for the breakout there, aren't we? Weekly. Another health. Did that hit target? You know, it did. It certainly did. Yeah, it's certainly basing it, and it's hit that target on the weekly for that fifth wave as well. And yes, we've got that. Or even on the weekly, we've got that double bottom there. Entry is going to be critical here, and it's going to be a longer term play. And I'm going to trade probably, or I would look to trade it off the daily, but I'm just going to put some levels in here that will, I think, be a sensible entry. Okay. And ultimately, it's only a correction until we get to this wave 4. But the entry would be above this wave 3 low here on the left, above this pivot here. So what does that look like on the daily? Probably looks very big, actually. But again, I think it's a sensible break. Yes, you could break out on the daily at 670 and trade it intraday. Up until that point there. But for me, I would probably want a longer term view on this. And I'd probably want to go long at this point. So there could be some intraday moves on the breakout here, but you've got this area, this double top here and here. That would concern me going that low, going that soon. If you went to do the breakout here, you couldn't really trade off the daily. You'd have to go intraday and expect to take profit or find some resistance at this sort of 720 level. But I think longer term, you look at it at the weekly, I think that is the better play, because the risk to reward there is phenomenal for a potential trend reversal here. There's 3% just to the previous wave 4. OPK. It's a nice little cheap stock as well. I'm going to put an alert on there. Volume. Oh yes, when it touched the level here. Have we got oscillator divergence? We certainly have. Yeah. How did the wave 4 perform? When you're looking for a trend reversal, you've got to look at the previous trend and see how the wave 4 performed. Would you have entered the short? Did it meet your criteria for that? And if that performed well, it stacks up to be a good potential trend reversal like we'd had previously on the RK.B and at the moment on TRIP. So yeah, the wave 4 behaved well, oscillator divergent. I don't think earnings have helped it at all. Earnings have not helped at all. And recent earnings were quite bad, I think. No. So that this last 52 weeks, we've, from the high to the low, but I'd just be a little bit cautious. Of course, it would be great to buy it where it is now and then it go. Yeah, but I'd just be a little cautious because you buy too early, and these medical pharma stocks can go sideways for years until they get some news. I'd really prefer it to break out $7.34, because then we're giving it a really good chance to get up to $12, maybe even more. So OPK sort of goes on my pack. What I'm going to do is do a little bit of work on that, because that might go into my portfolio really. If I can get it to 7.34, I'll just put an order on, and put it all and forget it, because that really will give it a good chance to get up to $12. That's a good bit of profit. Okay, OPK. I've just made a note of that in my diary as well, because I need to do some extra work on it. Okay, let's go back to the daily. Let's have a look at some of the gappers now, see what they're doing. Let's take market depth out of the way for now. Got a plan, Jerry. We've got a plan on OPK. Sometimes the owner, CEO, buying lots of shares can actually work against the share price. It shows his confidence in the company, but he's buying little and often. It's not a start of a run, if you like. He's just chipping in little and often and accumulating a larger share of the company. Yes, it shows his confidence in the company, but it doesn't start anything rolling. It takes institutional traders to buy some of those shares that he's got and to start really going for it. And that's not happening at the moment, is it? Okay. So VSAR. $3.50. What? $21 down to $3.15. I'm going to go to the weekly on this one. Absolutely. Its all-time low was $6, and now it's gapping down to $3.15. I'm not even going to think about trading that. Geez, that's a big gap. Yep, certainly bad news there. The C's. Whoa, what a move. This week. Or was that just yesterday? Let's have a look. Yeah, the gap. Yesterday, gap up. And now we're gapping down to 21.36. That's nothing, really. Those shareholders in CCC are rubbing their hands right now. That was a good gap up yesterday. Doesn't give us a trade today, though. Some of these gap, except for VSAR, looks like the gap downs are very tiny. There's not a great deal going off with those. There's 64 for CMP. That gives us right at that support level, which is interesting, actually. If it can push through. Double bottom there, look. A couple of scenarios here. We make a triple bottom and go up after the gap down, or we break that and we look for a short. So we're looking at a 64. It's a still fair way, and it's gapping down into a big support level there. Very low volume of shares at that price. I doubt if it'll push down and go through there. At the moment, doesn't look like it's going to have enough juice to do that. Definitely not. It has a reasonable average volume. 1.6 million a day average-ish. I'm going to put it on the list. I want to see how it reacts, and maybe, obviously, we look at that next week as well, because that could be one that bounces off that level. Could be interesting after the gap down next week. Probably won't be a play today. CMP. Oh, we just looked at that. FIL. That's because some have moved. 848. I've done some work on this before and said it was going to go down. Ooh, and it has. 848. No, nothing there. So look at some of the uppers. 1040. 1043, big level there. That's interesting. What's that high there? 1014. And then we've got a high of 1042. I'm looking at a 1040. I'm going to be really anal here and put those in as well. That A pivot here on the left and this one here. So we're looking at a 1040 gap up on this. Got some big rejection levels. That's what makes it such a difficult trade, really, because you would think, wow, okay, we get above $11, let's go for it. But then we had a gap up and a big sell-off at that point, at that price. It was too high, that $12 at that point for the market. I'm going to put it on because I'd like to see a failure in this zone and start to come back down again, maybe. You never know. SVRA. SVRA. No, 229. $22.95. That's hardly anything. 930. That's within the range of yesterday. That's no good. Oh, Mankind. Traded that a few times. 204. No. Some of these gaps aren't very big in general. I know we've got the big VSAR, but other than that, some of these are really poor. I think it's going to be a very flat Friday by the looks of it, guys. What's Michelle's anything? NQ and SPY still going pretty thin at the moment. Yeah, not a lot happening. Yeah, some of the stocks finished off pretty well towards the end. Just go to the live daily. Just want to make sure I'm not going to get any big surprises at the open for anything. 65. Gap down for Tesla still. Nothing on Trip. Yeah, maybe, Jerry. Yeah. Well, the bonds had a bit of a swing yesterday, didn't they? Probably. Hence me cleaning the house as well yesterday. Just minimise the risk, take some profits. On the swing trades especially, just making sure in a decent profit-making position for the month. Again, it's all about that monthly and quarterly P&L on the swing trading strategy. It's like a business. You need to be making profit. 188.40. TLT, I'll look at that in a second. Just check. We're pretty flat on Snap now on the open. TLT. E649. The gap's very close to yesterday's high. Yesterday's high is 126.56 and we've got a 50 open. Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. We were going to go long there, weren't we, on TLT? Sure, that was a nice little move. 127 to 129.50. Just check on the watch list on the swings. I just wanted to look at ENR, see if there's still no movement pre-market after that big move yesterday. What would you Adam and Eve it? PAA, nothing. I tell you something, there's not a great deal happening pre-market. And you can tell by the gappers. Except for the doom and gloom VSAR, everything else is not really massive. Doom and gloom. Let's see what the open ones are doing pre-market. Anything going to excite us there? ICPT, Berry and Grub. And where's ICPT there? That was the bloody, we didn't get in. Bugger. That was the move yesterday, guys. We were looking at this before after the gap down. We were looking for the high, the low. Oh, dearie me. Can't get them all. Looking for another little gap down as well today. Yeah. I'm going to put it on the list then, Jerry, I think, because the momentum is obviously down. I don't know whether it's worth a little scalp. Just depends how it starts, really, first 5 minutes or so. Oh dear. Got it. You know, and I took that off the list the day before yesterday. Very and grub. There's very. $51.40. I don't think that's really getting. Yeah, I think you'd need a standing order to get in. Yeah. 51.40. Now I don't really like very grub. 51.20. Now there's nothing except for fresh air, really down to about 46.50. That low on grub is 52.15. Now that's interesting. 51.20. That's a good spot, Jerry. That could run today. I'm going to put that on as well. That's one to watch. That's got a lot of fresh air below it. Definitely one to watch. Good spot. Let's check these. Okay. No, I just wanted to go through these to see what's going pre-market on any of them. So 10:30, 10:44. We had the close at 10:41 yesterday. That could gap down a bit by the looks of it. This is one I want to be taking profits on today. I'm not going to carry this one over on DF. Entered that yesterday pretty early. We set it up and then it went flat and then had a really good run towards the end of the session. So we're probably talking around about 10:37. What was the low yesterday? 10:37. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, Jerry. I mean, there are lots of stocks in this. It's just there's quite a few in here on the gappers, up and down. It's just the ones, I try and pick 3 or 4 to look at, but as I was going down the list, the gaps weren't very good. There's quite a lot here. Things are starting to move a bit pre-market now. This would be interesting on DF. If that has a bit of a run, I'm definitely taking profit on it anyway today sometime. So let's just check on Netflix. 188.30. That's going to be flat to the close probably. Fast, nothing going off there. DE. It's a big spread. Not a great deal going off there. ARNA. Nothing. CELG. No. CTSH. Spread's too big there. Nothing really going off. And the short on Mobo 35.10, 35.40. So maybe a slight gap down, but not in the grand scheme of things, not a great deal. USLV doing pre-market 1203, 1204 now, so it is coming down a little bit pre-market. What's QCOM doing? Let's go to the 60, 5186, 5220. That's quite a big spread actually at the moment. Okay, we'll have a look at some of these gappers again. Let's just move this out of the way. Another daily. The 22.95. You see gap 5.3%, but when you look at the price action, 22.95 doesn't really excite me at all. Okay, because that's a percentage of price. Then you look at the chart, and it 22.95. It's not that big a gap when you look at the price action, and it's gapping up just back into this resistance level. That's now at 1037 SBRA. So coming down a bit. It was 1040, wasn't it? 1037. EBIO 173 gap up. Again, yeah, you got your 6.8% gap, but when you look at the price action where it's going to go relative to yesterday, it's still below the high of yesterday. So it's gapping into the range of yesterday. How many shares? 6,000 shares, not bad for a cheapy stock, really. You know, AXTX 183,000 shares. That's a 942, but again, it's gapping up into the range of yesterday. What's Halo doing? 15, just get rid of that. 1579. We traded this off the 15, if I remember rightly. Nice little move. And it's gone pretty flat since then, and now we're looking at 1579. That's below quite a lot of there, but it's still not down and testing this bottom at 1515. Now that would be interesting if we can test that. I'm going to bring that blue line down to there. I'm going to take all this off now. We've traded that. We've made money. So I'm going to put Halo on the list just to see what happens after the gap down. If it can test this low, the gap from the low from the gap here, could bounce off. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Okay, 5 minutes to go. See if anything's lighting up the boards. 5186.52 now. So that spread's coming down. We're getting a little bit of action there, but looking about a bit of a gap down for QCOM DF. 1037, 1044. Not a great deal there. DE. Nothing. Momo. 3511. Trading that for daily. No. Let's just check on the swings. Now we're 5 minutes before we go. Just want to see if ENR is actually, yeah, ENR is posting some trades now. 44.56, 45.40. On the weekly, APC. Yeah, 54.19. Let's put that in there a minute. Big level there, so let's go to the daily. $48.50, $48.59. Okay, that could be a good breakout above 48.56, yesterday's high. So that could be a decent looking trade around about 48.61. Stop loss below the low of yesterday. I like that, Jerry. Good spot. And as you said, there is fresh air. Let's put that to the 60. Get nosebleed going all the way up there. So a 46 or 97 stop and a 62 entry. Big risk to reward there. Even a 62. Looks good. I'm liking that one. APC. Well, didn't want to do that. Yeah. And we're looking at it's going to open pretty close to there, so you might have to be quick to get in at around 46.82, but you're breaking that range of yesterday, and if you stop losses below that low, that's a reasonable trading setup for that breakout. There is a lot of room to the north. What we've got on time, it's going to open any minute. I'll leave this on. Here we go. Yeah, we've opened just below at 48.47, so that order is still safe. I've just got to check on the others now. QCOM on 60. Ooh, that's not good. USLV. Looking at on the daily. No, that's a flat open. I wanted to keep an eye on DF. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. CTSH pulling back up. It's just one of those ones that just keep going. Momo. Yeah, there's nothing really exciting happening here at the moment. APC's trying. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay, QCOM batting off those now. Just did try and post a high for the day. 880i. KMX, what did that do? Oh, that gapped up way too much. Yeah. CMP, ooh, that gapped a little lower than I thought, guys. Remember, if it broke these two here, there could be a nice little short one. We've got to leave that though. You see, that's what that is. You don't be too quick to press the trigger. You want to be making sure we've got that initial high and low. ANRA, that's okay. DS just making a high. What's going off there? I'm going to put trading stop at break even on that. I am not going to lose any money today on there. I'm just going to protect, I'm just going to risk off on DF a second. I thought the momentum would continue that, that's why I carried it over. Okay, I'm safe there. ARNA, I'm still in profit. How did CELG open? Not good. We're trading that for daily. Like I said, this might be running out of juice. Just give it a little longer. Okay, just want to check the swings. Okay, Rice doing well after a little gap down. It's all right. Trip, it's okay. Tesla, good. Netflix, okay. Had a bit of a dip down, but that's okay. CAH going back down now. That's good. SHPG, not good. That was a gap up. Let's see if we can close that gap and go back down again. Because we are short that. Very early trade. It's very gappy stock. We're flat on Snap. Let's look at the watch list. So ENR didn't trigger yet. Very low volume on that. FCX going up. GSK, oh, that's ruined. I'm going to take that order off. That's just going to, I think it's probably potentially going to break the wave 4, so that might be something for next week for us to keep an eye on. And then the rest are pretty flat. SGN, yeah, pretty flat at the moment. Just go to the open trades again. Okay, CAH gone back to flat. That's okay. Right, that's okay. Back to the board here. How does the Netflix look on profit-wise for this breakout? It's okay. DE doing? That's pretty flat. ANRA, that's okay. Still above 25. Momo, flat. DE just posted a new high of the day, starting to move. What's DF doing now? Holding steady, look on 5, yeah. So ICPT, that's quite a big gap, wasn't it? I'd have to give that a little more just to see, because I know that's a good continuation. It might be a call to go low, below the low. Actually, what's the low? 63.35. Hey, try that one again. 65.30. 65.35. 65.22 entry. Worry about the stop loss in a minute. Okay. And then the stop is 52. It's very difficult on one of these that are continuing. You've got to find, especially in the first sort of 15-20 minutes. Okay. Just check on APC. Whoa. So that didn't like that. OPK. Okay. It's the only one looking like anything at the moment. SVRA, no. CMP. There she goes now. So it was a 50 and a 35. I'm sorry, this is going to be out very quick for me because it's a 35. What are you doing? I had to do a bit of setup afterwards because it was moving fast. I said 35 was the entry, and I am looking just to take profits really quickly on a quick scalp here. She's going. I'm looking for 77 again. 63.77. Can't see on the market depth at the moment. It's going to run in a minute. She's going now. I just want a quick profit. To be honest, I'm going to get out now. Right, just a quick 0.5% there, guys. Sorry, it's Friday. I just wanted to bag a little bit. This is probably going to run now massively, but I just wanted to bag a bit of profit there. It was a really quick setup. Like I said, I couldn't give you the stop loss straight away. There's just a 65.35 entry on ICPT. But again, 0.5% is quite a lot on my trading account balance. Quick scalp, in, out, shake it all about. Okay, I just want to check on the other trades now. DF. So it's gone pretty flat. You're out too, Jerry, yeah? It's Friday. You just don't want to stay in long. Did you make good money? Yeah, that's it. But again, it was so quick. You had to be so quick after that first candle to set it up. That's why, you know, when I said, you know, I was only quickly guesstimating roughly the stop loss for the risk to reward. More important was the entry and getting in. But that was good. Good little trade there. So DE falling off a bit. Not a great deal though. USLV's gone flat. So QCOM is back up at the entry of yesterday. Very interesting. Again, it's another one. I don't really want to take this over the weekend. A little bit of profit here. I'll be quite happy. I just want to clear the decks a little bit as well, going into next week. She's going a bit now. Let's just check on the rest. On Momo. Okay. Come back down now. CTSH. Come back up. CELG. We're on the dailies on these, aren't we? We've got a picture from the daily. That's coming down a bit now. Aon, that's just above 25, still in profit slightly. What's Fast doing? That's making its way back up a little bit. Netflix. You know, it might struggle to get above yesterday's high. I'm going to leave it a bit longer, but I might just again get out of that one as well. DF, that's the 60. Well, the 15 doesn't really matter. So what are we at? So look on the 5 minute how it's going volume wise. Pretty whippy, isn't it, to begin with? Give it a bit more time, I think. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the scanners now for you guys. So bear with me a minute. Let me know if any of them are rotating or everything looks good. I might just have to. Okay, GBI's filling first. I'm going to take a quick 0.2% profit on the trading account balance on DF that I carried over from yesterday. I've got a feeling that's going to go north, and I'm not interested in taking that. So I'm out of DF 0.2. So that's 0.7% profit on the trading account balance today. So out of DF. Sorry guys, you're just going to lose the top bit for a minute while I just check on a few things. Okay, all happy there. Right guys, I'm just going to take a quick break and I'll be back in a little while.